everyone, welcome to Geography Made Easier. In the last class, we studied Chapter 2, Class 8 Geography. In that chapter, we covered land resources. Here, we will discuss issue relating to soil resources. So let's get started. First of all, soil. Now what is soil? The thin layer of grainy substance covering the surface of the earth is called soil. And it is closely linked to land. So first of all, how it is formed? Soil, it is formed by weathering. Weathering you must have studied, kids, in the earlier classes and in science also, but still I'll repeat too. The breaking up and decay of exposed rocks by temperature, changes, frost action, plants, animals and man, etc. is known as weathering. And we should know, kids, it takes hundreds of years to make just 1 centimeter of soil. First of all, we'll take up soil and factors of its formation. The major factors of soil formation are, first, the parent rock, which determines the color, texture, chemical properties, mineral content, permeability. Now this is as we can relate it to the mankind. As the kids, they inherit whatever qualities their parents are having. In the same manner, the soil, parent rock will decide what color of the soil it will be, what will be its texture, etc. The second is climate, which includes temperature, rainfall, influences rate of weathering and humus. Third is relief, that is altitude, slope, which determines the accumulation of soil. Fourth is the time, which determines thickness of the soil profile. And fifth is flora, fauna, microorganisms affect the rate of humus formation. Next, we'll take up soil profile or the structure of the soil. Here, we can make these diagrams any way we want. We are just showing you the profiles. Now, profile, when we are talking about when we cut the surface soil vertically. What do we have underneath the surface? First is topsoil with humus and vegetation. First one. Second is subsoil with sand, silt and clay. And third is weathered rock material. And last is parent rock from where the soil is coming on the top. So this is the first structure of the parent rock. Big rocks, it breaks into smaller rocks, and then we have got subsoil with sand, silt and clay, and last of all we have the most fertile layer of the soil with humus and vegetation. Next, we find our soil is actually degraded. So what leads to degradation of the soil? Degradation factors for the soil are, first is deforestation. We cut down a lot of trees. Second is overgrazing. Third is overuse of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Fourth is rainwash. Fifth, landslides and floods. Now what do we do about it? The land degradation or soil degradation. We have got some conservation methods which we can follow for conserving our soil. I'll just explain briefly to you about these, and then in the end I'll also show you some beautiful pictures of how the soil is conserved. First of all, we'll take up mulching. Now what is mulching? Mulching is the bare ground between plants is covered with a layer of organic matter like straw. It helps to retain soil moisture. Second is contour barriers. Contour barrier is when we have stones, grass, soils are used to build barriers along these contours. Trenches are made in front of these barriers. Trenches, which collects the water. Third is rock dam. Rocks are piled up to slow down the flow of water. This prevents gullies and further soil loss. Fourth is terrace farming. These are made on the steep slopes so that flat surfaces are available to grow crops. They can reduce surface runoff and soil erosion. Fifth one is intercropping. The name itself suggests that different crops are grown in alternate rows sown at different times to protect the soil from rain wash. Sixth is contour plowing. Plowing parallel to the contours of a hill slope to form the natural barrier for water to flow down the slope. And last is shelter belts. In the coastal areas and dry regions, rows of trees are planted to check the wind movement to protect soil cover. Thank you for watching the video, and in the next video we'll be taking up water.